welcome to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danika Foley. We have the mayor of Morgan City, Mayor Lee Dragna. Now, I said I was going to have you come back 100 days from the first time that we did our interview, but there are some things that have been going on I think the public needs to be aware of, and if it's out there, we want to put it out there. So first and foremost, this is like maybe your 45th, 50th day, like you're halfway, right? Halfway
Right,
point?
about, yes.
Okay. But during that time, I think you kind of hit the ground running, particularly Operation Beautification. That was phase one that actually took place in February. You had to move the date because of the ice storm that we experienced. But since then, tell us your thoughts and reflect on the whole, Operation Beautification.
You know, the beautification thing it's tough because you got to get people to come out and help so they have pride in their community and they quit throwing their trash on the ground. And then also you have to time it with the weather and everybody's schedules. But it worked out great. We partnered up with Keep St. Mary Beautiful, and we had over 100 people show up. It was crazy. It was insane. We picked up so much trash in 4 hours maybe? Not even 4, 3 hours.
Not even. And I'm saying I can speak on this because I actually volunteered, being that it's Keep St. Mary Beautiful. It was wonderful to see so many people out there who were invested in the community. It wasn't just organizations and groups. It was just your average
people
resident.
Stop on the side of the road and come help.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
That was awesome.
I was out there picking up trash in a lot on the side of houses, and 3 people stopped their cars and got out. What y'all doing? Picking up the trash. Why? Because we tired of looking at it. And they got out and they said, give me a trash bag, let me help you.
He said, why? Because we're tired of...
Well, I mean, they didn't know why. They didn't know if they were getting paid to do it or whatever, And so, that deal went over so good. We had 4 gooseneck dump trailers from the city full. And we were on the place where, this is horrible. People go down Fig Street and they just dump trash out of that car on the side of the road. I'm talking about mattresses, tires, gas cans, you name it, they throwing out buckets of trash and crawfish heads. Who does that?
Yeah.
Come on the side of the road. We had a team, we had a bunch of people, the Hamers was with us, and they went over there with them football players. They put their hip boots on,
Yes.
got in the ditch, and when they got back I was cooking fish for them at the end, at the auditorium, they come in there smelling bad, and dirty and nasty, but they filled that trailer up.
Yes.
Right? That means that there's pride.
Yes.
And when you get 100 people to show up out the blue and come out there, and kids, a lot of kids, and they come out there like that, that's pride. And we're going to do it again.
Yeah.
We're going to do it again, and we're going to do it many times as it takes to get it done.
That's awesome. And I just hope more people take an interest in doing this. I got a lot of questions, asked about it. I went live for a very short period of time, and there were some parents who said, I would have loved to have my children out there with them. So, keep watching. Stay right here. We'll talk about it. Of course, we'll have all other media, I'm sure, that will also cover it as well.
We were advertising on Facebook every day.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're
awesome.
definitely, like you said, according to the mayor, they will do it again, so make sure to be there. So it's called phase one. But in addition, you're also doing some things around the city. I'm noticing at our welcome sign right there at Brashear and Federal Avenue, you have a welcome sign that I remember when it first went up, it was like, wow, this big blue sign. And I see that you guys kind of pressure washed it, and now you're ready to kind of redo it.
Well, it was getting kind of nasty, from, the paint peeling and stuff like that. So I sent some of my guys that are at the graveyard. Right now it's not the time to cut the grass too much. So take your crew over there. Let's double dip. Let's go and pressure wash it. And then we found some deficiencies. Pieces started coming off, so they're gonna Bondo it up and repaint it and make it like new again. And there's 3 of those signs. Okay. So they're gonna go and do them. There's another one by Shoney's in that intersection, and another one over by Lake End Park.
That's right.
They're gonna do every sign that we have, and we plan on putting another one similar to that right there at the off ramp of 90. So, to take that old, believe it or not, it's nasty.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna take it out and make all of them uniform.
Okay,
where
well,
people
I'm
can see.
liking that because in addition to actually being more hands-on, you also have changed some positions. Some folks have kind of switched around, and you have a new beautification director.
Yeah, well, he's a hands-on guy. He could be a director all he wants. He still got to do the job.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Right?
yeah.
So since the auditorium is not being utilized like it should, we went ahead and took out that guy and put him in beautification, and then doubled up with Beth Price so she can have auditorium and Main Street.
Okay,
You
so
know, so it helped us out. We saved
Right.
about 30 grand doing it.
Okay.
So we good with that.
Right. I see there's going to be likely someone else to come in as an assistant, I believe, to Beth, right? I think that's another position that might open up.
They're writing up the job
Yeah.
qualifications right now, and we will be advertising that pretty soon.
Okay, well, we're going to take a short break, but come on back because there's a lot more questions we have for the mayor of Morgan City. Come right back here to the Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danika Foley. Now, we're talking about beautification, and it wasn't just a trash bash. I mean, you now have a beautification director who is hands-on, is out there doing some beautification around the city. Particularly, there's the newest thing that I believe that Jonathan Price actually committed to was actually beautifying the Morgan City auditorium area.
Yes, he did as a test run. He did the big flower bed right in the parking lot, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure right now he's moving over to Cypress Park
Okay.
to fix some of that, which is right behind the auditorium.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna move him, get him to go over to the, well, first he's gonna help do the flower bed on one of those signs that go in Auburn to help the ladies with that.
Okay.
And then he's gonna go over to around the medians, you know, around the 180, 90 crossing,
Right.
things that people see
Yeah.
more, and start hitting those flower beds and around those trees and stuff to just perk it up, make it look better, put some color to it, make it.
Well, I mean,
everybody needs to feel good about it.
Right. I mean, when you clean up, period, it's supposed to make you feel better. I mean, there's even a science to it, some kind of neuroscience that they talk about. But with that, when you build it, when you clean it, they say it will come, which means businesses. So let's kind of shift over to economic development. I mean, I know that was a kind of a huge platform for you when you ran for mayor. What are your endeavors in that realm?
So with the economic development part, there's certain things that got to be fixed. And when you ask people around the country, if you had the opportunity to have a job in 3 different places, what are the 4 things you're looking for in that place? The first thing they said was schools. How are the schools? The second thing they said was the housing market, to have a new house, because everybody wants a new house nowadays. You can't blame them. And then the third thing was, what is there to do for my kids and my family, which I kind of blended in with recreation with it, you know, because it's family. And then the third thing was jobs, and probably jobs was, the fourth thing, probably because they were under the impression of me asking a question that the jobs, they already had a job in this scenario, you know. But jobs are a huge thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so we're working right now with Scholar Designs to reinvent our website, you know, and reinvent the way of branding Morgan City and promoting it. And that's going to be a really big thing when it comes to economic development. There's a few things we got to fix first, you know, and I've always said that. It's going to take 4, 5, 6 months to fix these things, and then we can brand. And then we can go after the businesses to come here, or just frankly keep the businesses here and promote them.
Right.
I would rather see that
Okay.
before just trashing on the people here and go after somebody else.
Right, and if they're here for a reason, and
That's
they
correct.
believe in this area. So with that said, I mean, you also have Evan Boudreau, who is now also our newest economic development for the parish, and I know he has to talk to just about all the municipalities, all of the mayors, our parish president. Have you had that conversation with him as to what is it that he's prepared to do, or even to assist you in bringing and also helping the jobs, the companies and businesses that are here?
Yeah, I've talked to Evan quite a few times, and as a matter of fact, we just had a conversation on Monday, I believe it was. Him and I discussed the money that's coming from this stimulus package, this new $1.9 trillion stimulus package, and he told me that the parish is getting about $9 million themselves, and the city of Morgan City, which every city's getting something.
Right.
It's per capita of people. The city of Morgan City is going to get right under $4 million.
Okay.
You know, and that money could be used in a lot of different ways, and also match money to grants. So it could $4 million could turn into close to $20 million.
That's
if you,
a lot
if
of
you
money.
play it right.
That's
if you,
right.
If
That's
you don't
a
get
lot
greedy
of
and
money.
spend it all at one time, it could turn into a lot of money real fast.
And I'm sure it has to be used for certain, things. You can't use it for,
You can't use it to enrich the employees, like basically give raises, and you can't use it to stimulate your budget. So if your budget
Right.
was negative, you can't make it positive with
Right.
that. It's made for projects,
Yeah.
basically, made for projects and getting things done.
Okay, well, I love it. Okay, we're going to take another break. Come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Again, I am your host, Danika Foley. With me, we have Mayor Lee Dragna with the City of Morgan City. And we're talking about economic development. Loving the fact that we have this stimulus package, woohoo, about $4 million that's going to be coming to the City of Morgan City, which I think is great. It's kind of like my motto, if you build it, they will come. Of course, we definitely want our businesses who are already here to flourish, but we do want to see more industry. I don't know your thoughts on it. Maybe we don't have the time, but the oil and gas industry, we'll talk about that another time. But I want to talk about what we have in place already. Glad to hear that you're working with a company to rebrand and market Morgan City, because I think there's a lot to do here, and people need to know. So many times I run into people, oh my goodness, I didn't know this was going on. Hey, pay attention. We're going to have a new website. Pay attention to Facebook. But also, too, like you said, one of the reasons people want to move anywhere, they look at schools.
That's correct.
Have you had many conversations with, our schools or our principals, our school board?
I've had a lot. There's a lot of controversy right now, and I have, I'm talking to the teachers. I've talked to teachers that left here. I've talked to principals. I've talked to school board members, and basically, if we don't take care of the teachers that went to school for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, they're gonna go right next door to the neighboring parish and do what they have to do. Right now, I'm gonna take, for instance, Morgan City High School. They're an A school, so they look great. But if we cut the teachers' pay or lose teachers, they're gonna be a B or C quick. And that's the number one thing that people ask for is, what are the schools rated at? That's the number one thing. We cannot cut our head off to spite our tail. We just can't do it. We need to support the teachers. I'm for that tax coming up, and I don't want to start arguing about it.
No.
I'm just saying, if this tax says it's going to the teachers and nothing else, I'm for it.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it that way.
Well, and just so I'm also fair, because we've already actually talked to our superintendent, which is Dr. Teresa Bagwell, and also their vocal opponent is Parish President Hannah-Griff. That show actually will air shortly. So you have all kinds of arguments going on, but I appreciate you giving us your opinion about it. But again, economic development is so crucial to this area, and we're looking to you to take us through.
We're right on the brink of the new neighborhood, right? We're right there.
Yes,
We're
let's
right
talk
there.
about that. Yes, new neighborhood, housing. Oh my goodness. So this was a conversation started, I guess, pretty much at the start of your.
A year ago.
Yeah. So you're talking about Hellenic property. Now,
That's
I don't know what
correct.
kind of magic wine you got, because that just sounds like it wasn't plausible. But you're saying we're looking at a new subdivision?
A new subdivision with everybody has the opportunity to live there, with economical new construction. I've already talked to a contracting company that builds hundreds of houses at a time, okay? And they actually finance them, they build them, they do the construction of the neighborhood too. I have a meeting with Hellenic's board next week.
Wow.
Try to get to the bottom and finish this up. And, I want to hurry it up. I want to get it as fast as possible, because what that does is that gives everybody opportunity to move to Morgan City, a place to live. That also gives us more tax revenue, new tax revenue that we never had before, and then you can make your town flourish that way by with more tax revenue. There's more nicer things that you can do.
Now you're saying a subdivision. How big is that land? I mean, we hear about the Hellenic property, but how large, how massive is that?
It's between 600 and 700 acres.
Oh my.
So it would be at a max capacity through the years, not right away. It can hold up to 600 houses.
Wow.
That's bigger than Lakeside.
Yeah, I was going to say, how big is that?
Lakeside's about 520.
Okay. Well, look, we got
Rolling
one more
on.
segment to go. So look, this is only halfway between your 100 mark. So you know you got to come back probably the next.
I'll do it as many times
50
as you
days.
want.
But come on back. We have one more segment to go with Mayor Lee Dragna with the City of Morgan City. All right, so much to cover in this last segment, so I'm just going to go through real quick. We have Mayor Lee Dragna. To me, I was like, this is also unbelievable. So, demolition of the steam plant?
Yes, ma'am. That is something that needs to be done desperately. It's been surplus for a couple years now, and we're going to move on it for multiple reasons. One, the price of scrap is super high right now. That is all scrap. A scrap company's coming to get it, right? Second reason, we want to build a new marina at the lake. We need the concrete to make the breakwater. There's 1,800 tons of concrete underneath that. So we're going to repurpose the concrete for the breakwater for the new marina.
What?
What?
Wait a minute.
What?
Okay, so first of all, is this the first time this is being said?
No.
No?
I've been saying it forever.
I ain't never heard that. Where was I?
You the news lady, I don't
I
know.
know. That's a shame that I'm just not hearing this. But I think it's all good stuff. This is all good.
You
Okay.
you reuse everything. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use the proceeds from that to build a new building for our electrical department. That way all their poles, all their transformers, all their trucks, all their wire, all their office, the SCADA system, everything's in one spot. So they don't have to go around town picking up things to go fix a pole. You know, it'd be much more efficient, much faster to get the people's electricity back on when something happens, a pole breaks, a transformer blows up, something like that. They don't have to look around all over town to grab their stuff because right now they just a pole here, a transformer there, a truck there. It's just the way it's been set up for umpteen years.
Now, Lee, this all sounds so good. It sounds great. What's the timeline?
We should start demo on the power plant within 2 months. And it won't take long. So you call a scrap company, they come and they're gonna tear it down quick because they wanna get the highest dollar they can at the scrap.
All right.
You know, and then that's a huge piece of land. If that land's not 8 acres, it's not one. So the electrical department's gonna use a small section, maybe 2 acres. We're gonna use some of the land towards the back of it, you know, off the road a little bit, to increase the size of our mausoleums for our graveyard because right now we're starting to run out of room.
Yes, we are.
We are running
So I
out of
do
room.
know under Mayor Grazaffi, they did start the whole, mausoleum expansion. So are you saying now we're going to expand the cemetery itself, or is it just, it's the cemetery, but it's going to be the mausoleum, or is it going to be pretty much more ground coverage?
Well, they're telling me if we don't do basically mausoleums because you could pay for them on time and it takes a lot less room, we eventually in 20 years from now will run out of room.
Yeah.
You know, and good thing we tearing down the power plant and then we making room. So I'm excited about it because I'm tired of looking at all that stuff falling off the walls and just looking bad, you know.
All right, 2 months. You heard it here. All right.
Less than 2
The news lady knows now.
Now you know.
So now I know. Okay, let's reflect on the ice storm.
Yes.
We've actually gone live. Saw you out there helping with some streets. You were out there with the CAO. Y'all were going under houses and turning off water. Kind of just an unrealistic situation that happened. So many people had busted pipes. It was crazy.
We turned off over 200 water valves and meters, and what happened was our water pressure started dropping dramatically when the water started thawing out in the pipes, and it shot the plug out the busted pipe, and we couldn't figure out where there was no main breaks, nothing astronomical other than a couple of them in the roadways, and we got to them right away. It was houses that people never came outside yet. It was spraying all over the place. So I had every person in the city, other than the women in City Hall, at all the fire department, all the police department, myself, Charlie, the CAO, every person we can muster to go out there and turn valves off.
Yeah.
And within 2 hours, we had it fixed, you know. But the main breaks, what you saw me out there helping them guys were tired.
Real quick, because I only got like 30 seconds. We got a new street sweeper and we got some new police units. Where are we getting this money from?
Let me worry about that.
Okay.
It's lease vehicles. It's lease vehicles.
Okay.
So
we good?
It's a monthly payment. Yeah.
All right.
It's good.
I said, let me work. Well, we need to know these things. All right.
It's in the budget. Let's put it that way.
Okay, now
It's
that's
already
what
in
you
the
need
budget.
to say. All right. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you, Mayor Dragna. Thank you very much for joining us. Make sure to always join us on Facebook, also on YouTube, KWBJ Live. See you guys next time.